Chapter 6. Determiners. Let's learn determiners. Determiners are words placed in front of nouns or at the beginning of noun phrases. A determiner tells us which noun it is referring to and also whether the noun is specific, definite or general, indefinite. Determiners are of different types. Determiners. Articles a and the. Demonstratives this, that, these, those. Possessives my, our, your, his, her, their, its. Quantifiers many, more, none, most, a few, much, a little. Distributives each, every, neither, either. Interrogatives which, whose, what, how. Let's learn articles. Articles are used to point out people, places, animals or things. Articles are of two kinds, definite and indefinite. Definite article. The is a definite article. It is used before a noun to refer to one specific thing. Uses of the. The is used when there is just one of something in a place, even if it has not been mentioned before. To define or identify a particular person or object. To refer to people or objects that are unique. With adjectives, to refer to a group of people. With proper nouns, it is placed before the names of geographical areas, rivers, mountain ranges, groups of islands, canals, and oceans. For example, the Suez Canal, the Nile, etc. With country names that are plural and those that include the words republic, kingdom, or states. With names of famous buildings, monuments, and pieces of art. Omission of the. The is not used. With names of countries, except for the special cases mentioned above. With names of languages, with names of meals, with names of people, with uncountable nouns, with names of individual mountains, lakes, and islands. Repetition of the. When a sentence contains more than one noun, the use of article the is repeated to indicate that both the nouns refer to two different people or things. For example, the singer and the lyricist were performing on stage. Here, the repetition of the indicates that singer and lyricist are two different people. Indefinite articles a and an are indefinite articles. They are used before singular nouns. A is used when a word begins with a consonant sound. An is used when a word begins with a vowel sound or when the letter H is silent. For example, a new shop has opened in the neighborhood. An antelope was caught in the fence. Remember, the use of a and an is not interchangeable. Their use depends on the first letter of words. Indefinite articles are used to mean one, referring to a single object or person or a single unit of measure, with names of jobs, with nationalities and religions given in singular, with names of days of the week when not referring to any particular day, with singular nouns after the words what and such. Let's learn demonstratives. Demonstrative determiners are used to point out a person or an object near or far from the speaker. This, that, these and those are demonstrative determiners. This and these indicate something near the speaker. That and those indicate something far away from the speaker. For example, this is a nice pen, singular. That is a nice pen, singular. These chocolates are mine, plural. Those chocolates are yours, plural. Demonstratives can be placed before nouns or adjectives that modify nouns. For example, this old desk needs polishing. Demonstratives can be placed before numbers when nouns are understood from context. For example, those two are not as good as these two. Let's learn possessives. Possessive determiners are used to show ownership or possession. My, your, his, her, its, our, and their are possessive determiners. They are placed before nouns or noun phrases. For example, this dog has injured its leg. This is our new car. Let's learn quantifiers. Quantifiers are determiners used to give approximate or specific answers to the questions how much and how many. Much, many, few, little, some, any, two, three, etc. are quantifiers. Quantifiers are of two types. Ordinal numbers, first, second, third, etc. refer to distribution and rank. Cardinal numbers 1, 2, 3, etc. refer to quantity and percentage. For example, Satyajit Ray was the first Indian to win a French honor. Ordinal. There are 4 balloons in that bunch. Cardinal. Uses of quantifiers. Quantifiers are used to indicate the amount of quantity of something. They can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. Much and many. Much and many are used in interrogative and negative sentences. These are also used in affirmative and negative sentences in combination with to and so. For example, this chocolate has too much sugar in it. There were so many calls that I lost the count. A few and a little. A few for countable nouns and a little for uncountable nouns are used to describe a quantity in a positive way, implying that although the speaker may not have much, he has enough. For example, I have a few chocolates for distribution. Don't worry, I do have a little money left with me. Few and little. Few for countable nouns and little for uncountable nouns are used to describe a quantity in a negative way, which means not as much as expected or wished for. For example, few birds come here to rest. There is little water left in this lake. Some and any. Some and any are used in both interrogative and affirmative sentences. They do not tell any specific number or amount. For example, they ate the bread with some honey and milk. Did you meet any of your friends in Goa? Let's learn distributives. Distributive determiners are used to show distribution. These indicate different ways of referring to an individual member of a group. Each, every, either, and neither are distributive determiners. Each is used to refer to one of the two things. For example, each child was given a task. Every is used to refer to more than one thing. For example, every part of my body is aching. Either is used to refer to any one of the two things or people. For example, I have bought 2 sweaters. You can take either of them. Neither is used to refer to none of the two things or people. For example, neither of you could explain the topic. Remember, neither can also be used with nor in a sentence that talks about each member of the pair. For example, it is neither too hot nor too cold right now. Determiners and adjectives. They look similar sometimes, but there are subtle differences between the two. They differ in terms of the language, sense as well as the position which they have in a sentence. Adjectives describe the properties of noun. Determiners limit the noun. Adjectives can change their form and have degrees of comparison. Determiners do not change forms and do not have degrees of comparison. Can occur before or after the noun. Occur before the noun only. Can occur after determiners in a sentence. Normally cannot occur after adjectives in a simple or complex sentence. Can occur together in a sequence in a sentence to make the meaning more emphatic and effective. Rarely occur in sequence. Do not get affected by the gender or number of the main noun. Change according to the gender and number of the main noun. Let's learn interrogatives. Interrogative determiners are used to ask questions. What, whose, which, how much, and how many are interrogative determiners. For example, how much money do we all have? Whose bag is lying on my table?